Thanks for logging on to myfoxhurricane.com. So Colorado State came out with their updated forecast and not what you want to hear. They've upped the numbers, obviously, just because of Beryl, some of this activity that we've seen early on in the season. You're going to see that number probably nudge up a little bit. So now forecasting 25 named storms, the average 14. So thinking about that, well, we're nearly double the average. 12 of those becoming hurricanes, and 6 major hurricanes is what is expected this season. Obviously, we've been talking about the La Nina, transitioning to that, the favorable wind shear, which we saw that well out into the Atlantic with Beryl, and then those sea surface temperatures just running so far above normal. We continue to see that also as you look out into the Pacific. That's one of those big indicators of La Nina when you see those cooler waters of the Pacific Ocean, and that's exactly what we have going on right now. We also see that subtropical jet stream being pushed further to the north. It's less active as well. Higher wind shear across the Pacific, but lower wind shear across the Atlantic, and we're seeing all these things coming together. So everything's still indicating a very active season, and that means more possibility of hurricanes as we continue through the next several months here. And we're not even at the heart of the season. That's once we get into August and September. That's where you're really in that meat of the season. Now, we do have one area that we're watching, just a broad area of low pressure sitting off the East Coast. You've got this dry Saharan air, which is working its way over our state. That's cutting back on our rain chances, and so we're not going to see as much rain. And that also, to a certain extent, will be affecting this. But it's, again, in one of these areas, it's right on the edge of some of that. But still, conditions are just marginally favorable that anything will develop with this. That's why really you're seeing that percentage staying very, very low, 10%, as we go through the next several days over the next week. More than likely, it's just going to help to bring more rain across the southeast. And then as you look all the way out towards Africa, we just continue to see more of these plumes of that dry Saharan dust continuing to work its way across the Atlantic, down through the Caribbean, up into the Gulf of Mexico as well. So that's why things are really staying very quiet. You see the Fox model, there you see that one area just kind of lingering off the coastline, and then eventually looks like it works its way more towards the north because we've got the big ridge sitting out to the east, the Bermuda High, and that will eventually just kind of push that system up towards the Carolinas as we head towards the weekend. Other than that, things look like they're fairly quiet across the Atlantic and across the entire tropical Atlantic basin, and we'll keep you updated right here on myfoxhurricane.com.